I'm just going to open up with a few points. Like I said, Deacon Asaph will be here shortly. So I don't want to get too deep into anything that I talk about. This morning, I'll just mention some of the things that we talked about this morning. With the, I guess we call it the morning class. Some of us, we call it the beginners. I know a lot of the new brothers and new sisters, primarily, they come in the morning. And I primarily talk about the walk from Negrohood, if you will, into Israel. Okay, and that transformation and that transition from being what America has morphed us into being, into what God has created. So we have to go through a whole, almost like a metamorphosis occur during that change, you know. And there's a lot that goes on in the spirit, and even on a physical level, a lot goes on when we come into the body of Christ. Because this society, America in particular, has made us into a subspecies of some sort. I don't know what to really call it. It is not what God intended for us to be. You know, as I open this Bible up, the Bible has nations recorded in here. It's 18 of them to be exact. 18 nations recorded in the Bible. 16 of them are found in Genesis chapter 10. And the last two are found in Genesis 25 with Esau and Jacob. We were the last two nations that were born in this earth. The other nations are primarily recorded in Genesis chapter 10. Those tables, in the table of nations. That's what we call it. This morning, I dealt with the morning class, and the name of our class in the morning was Image is Everything, but discipline is required to fix it, to repair the image. I think that's how I didn't write the name down again, but it was on the actual morning class. I'm somehow messing the name up on what the class was, but I want to ask this question about image. The new brother, well, the brothers in here, the term or the phrase, image is everything. Can somebody tell me how is that so? Microphones, hands up. Listen to my question. How is it that image is everything?
Shalom, Deacon.
Shalom, how are you?
Image is everything because not knowing who you are as a person or as an individual, or, or a nation, I should say, it can take a toll on how you view everything in your life. How you walk on your day-to-day life, as well as how you're viewed by others. So it plays an important part in your life on how you're going to live, basically. From day to day.
That's good. That's good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Just like what the brother said, image is how we see ourselves. Who's on it? Can you put image up there? Let the people see. And while we're doing that, I want to further give all praise to the Most High and His Son Jesus the Christ for allowing all of us, as I look out and I see this place is filled up with Israelites that all come to get their minds in tune with the Spirit of Christ and the Most High. And it's a beautiful thing to constantly see this thing grow and move in the direction that the Most High says it's going to move in. And ain't nothing going to stop this. I also like to extend special thanks to the Most High and the Son Jesus the Christ for having our brothers and sisters that follow us online on the different electronic media that we have here, Periscope, and I think some of the other cameras that I see before me. I know there's different Periscopes and some of the other platforms. Thank you. So it's a wonderful thing to acknowledge the Spirit of the Most High working on so many of our people. So again, back to my question. Image is everything. Anybody else want to add to that? Okay, my brother up front. Yes. Image is everything.
Image is everything. It represents the self and your discipline on who you are and how people review you, how people view you. Okay. And also how you are represented with your company, which is our nation of Israelites.
Exactly. That's good. That's on point. I see some other hands in the back.
Shalom.
Shalom.
As you once before said, the root word of imagination is image. So without a positive image of yourself, it limits to how far you can even see yourself going.
Oh, man. See, he done went deep. You got some butter back there, don't you? You got to repeat that again, because you spread some butter and it slid past some of them biscuits that's sitting right around you.
The root word of...
You got to take it slow. See, if you rush butter, it don't have a chance to seep in. It'll just slide past the biscuit and the biscuit still be dry. Slow it down. Yes, that was some heavy stuff that you said there. I didn't even use that in the morning. You know, morning butter. Come on.
The root word of imagination, the word imagination.
The root, hold it. The root word to what?
Imagination.
Imagination. Go ahead.
Is image.
Is image. Do y'all get that? This ties in with vision. Having vision, having the ability to imagine places beyond where you are physically. So to have an imagination is to have an image of yourself before you are physically there. That ties in with vision. So you had to slow that down. Y'all got it, right? Go ahead and hit them some more.
So the root word of imagination is image. So without a positive image of yourself, it will limit your imagination or how far you can see yourself going.
Without a positive image of yourself, it will limit your ability to move forward. That sounds good? Yes, sir. It will limit your ability to move forward. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 1.
The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 1. A good name is better than precious ointment.
Wait a minute. A good name is better than precious ointment. I saw the part I want. I didn't even want to deal with the second part of it. Just deal with that first part. A good name is better than precious ointment. Before I delve into that, who can tackle just that line there? Who could tackle that? A good name is better than precious ointment. I'm going to stop right there. Who want to talk about that? Okay, now, because you had your hand up before, so I'm going to get you too.
Shalom.
Shalom.
A good name is better than precious ointment. You could refer to that like the way somebody talks about you. Like,
okay, wait. Slow down. What's your name?
Brother Ariel.
Brother Ariel. You been with us for a while?
For about 3 months.
About 3 months, okay. Before we explain it the way you're about to explain it, let's look at the elements of what we just read. A good name is better than precious ointment. The first things we have to do is look at what a good name is, and then look at what precious ointment is. And then we make a comparison to see, as what the scriptures say, it says that a good name is better than precious ointment. So you wanted to say?
What I was going to say?
Yes.
Well, a good name is better than precious ointment is like let's say you walk into a room with a whole bunch of people and you leave and people could talk good about you. instead of have bad things to say about you. It's basically how you go about yourself and the way people see you and speak on you.
Okay, so that's primarily what some of the other brothers have said. Now let me get you up front because you wanted to say something, and then after that I'm going to tackle this.
Shalom.
Shalom.
A good name is talking about your reputation.
Okay.
And the precious ointment is something that's very rare, very expensive. So it's worth more than money. So to have a good reputation of what people say about you and what they think about you.
Speak up.
What they think about you, as in your reputation, your name,
okay,
is better than precious ointment with something that's rare, that's very expensive, that is very hard to come by.
Okay. That's good.
I was going to say about the other one about the image.
No, just stay with this. I'll get with the image. I'm going to just deal with this. Okay, so I'm going to come back to you. Have a seat. Now, so then I'm going to come back with the image. Let me deal with what y'all said was good, but I want to go a little deeper. When we read what it says, a good name is better than precious ointment, let's identify what is precious ointment. Who could tell me about precious ointment? Let's just look at those two words, precious ointment. Get these hands on someone on this side here. Let's move it over. Precious ointment. Let's deal with that. Oh, Renan, come on with it.
Yeah, ointment is something it's like an antiseptic. It's a healer. It's not something that heals you.
Okay, hold it. Precious ointment. So we're talking. What did you say the ointment was?
It's a antiseptic. It's a healer.
It's an antiseptic, and it is for the purpose of what?
To healing.
For healing. That's a very precious thing. Here you have an ointment that you can apply to people with a sickness, and it will heal them. Y'all follow me? We on point? Right now, you with me so far?
Yes, sir.
So now that we have this healing ointment, this special precious ointment, and the application of this ointment will heal people, the Most High is saying that a good name is better than that. Can you dig it? A good name is better than ointment that can heal people's sickness. So the message here is the super importance of a good name. It is more precious than healing ointment. That tells you something about a good name, right? Which goes into reputation, which goes into image, which goes into how we see each other, which goes into how we see ourselves, those things. So the good name is above precious ointment. That's deep. That is deep. That is deep. Go to Proverbs 22:1.
Proverbs chapter 22,
Let me make sure that's it. I'm shooting from the hip, like the bishop says. I remember, I ain't gonna, that's a story I was gonna tell. One time I was dealing with a case at the job I work, and the guy across the table, I was in a labor relations hearing, and I was defending someone, and I said that the guy says, I said, oh, I'm going to shoot from the hip, and I used the wrong term, and everybody at the table ducked. Where we at?
Proverbs chapter 22, verse 1. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches.
No, certainly nobody agrees with that, Captain. A good name is what?
A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches.
So who in here wants great riches? Raise your hands. Look at that. Nobody want to raise their hand because they know that their good name is above that. So you don't want riches? I said none of the women got their hands up. I expected all their hands to be up. Because what do they give you brothers? Hey, man, listen, man. Come on, man. We got to get the bills paid. We need this. Y'all know how these sisters are, right? They got their hand down. This is something else. Come on, sisters. Ride with me now. Read it again.
A good name
is rather to be chosen than great riches.
So great riches, do we not want great riches, sisters? I can't hear you. I can't see you. Put them hands up there. All right. Brothers?
Yes, sir.
So we want the good riches, don't we? But they nervous. They know what's coming up, right? Let's read it again.
A good name is
a good name
is rather to be chosen than great riches.
So the Most High said that you are rather to choose a good name above riches, above great riches. Now, I don't know if I can ride that Bible anymore. I was rolling with it, but now it's talking about choosing something else over money. Well, a good name, if you have a good name, you won't falter in the rest of what the good riches are supposed to do for you. Because a good name, if you have a good name within your nation, the problems that money will solve, a good name will solve them. Y'all understand that? Somebody down there don't fully understand that. They're like, wait a minute, how could a good name pay my bills? How could a good name do this? How could a good name do that? Somebody want to tackle that? I see hands, see, brothers, the light bulbs came on.
Now it's heavy that you say that, because when you read Tobit, when Tobit went blind, they blessed his wife with a kid, and that was because Tobit had a good name in Israel.
Did y'all hear that? See? Because he had a good name in Israel. And riches came from nowhere. Because once the whole idea is the imagery that we put out here. That's the good name I'm talking about, the reputation. And by us being a good reputable people, good things are going to come our way. You understand? Because righteousness will breed that. Wickedness brings evil. Righteousness brings the right things. If, like I say, the Bible speaks about the laws of God is spiritual, correct? Let's get that. Read that. Deacon Asaph, all praise to the Most High. I ain't going to be long. I'll let you come on in. I know you got your subject together. Huh? No. He said he always say that. The butter's still cold. It's still, I just took it out of the refrigerator. It ain't even melted or nothing. So I'm going to be quick.
Romans 7, verse 14. For we know that the law is spiritual.
For we know that the law is spiritual. Go ahead.
But I am carnal.
But I am carnal. Read that again and read verse 12. That's what I want.
Verse 12. Wherefore the law is holy.
Wherefore the law. Read 14. Read the top part of 14 and then jump up to 12. That's what I want. I want it like that.
Yes, sir. For we know that the law is spiritual.
For we know that the law is spiritual. Meaning that there's a cause and effect to the law. That's the point it's making. There's a cause and effect to the law. Whatever we do wrong in the law, we may not understand the repercussions. We may not understand the effect of what we do in the law. If we do the law or we don't do the law, we don't realize the absolute effect that's connected with the keeping of God's commandments. All right, I'll give you one example. Give me Deuteronomy 22 and 5. Let me use that because I'm going to show you something. I'll use that as an example. And oftentimes we read this, well, I know we're getting better at it now, but we often read it and just leave it at the top part. We focus more on the top part of it, dealing with the woman. But I want to read the whole thing. And the end of it is where I'm going to draw my focus from. Read.
Deuteronomy 22 and 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Now, we've all heard that scripture. We all know about it. If you've been to the camps, when we go out to camp, we teach this. We bring this up because it's the law of God. It says what?
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
So we look at that, we say, okay, that's the law of God, that a woman should not be putting on men's clothing. Read.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. So we realize that both of those are wrong. But we read that and we leave it there. Then read the next piece.
For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
For all that do either one of these, or both of them, is abomination unto who?
The Lord thy God.
Unto the Lord thy God. And when we read it, we leave it there in terms of it bothers the Most High, but it does not necessarily bother us. The Most High looks at it with absolute disdain, repugnance. He absolutely hates it. He views it as a bowl of vomit, as I'd say. Okay, that's how he views us in a dress, and he views women in pants. But we would leave it and say, well, the Most High is upset with that, but we might be okay with it. What we don't realize is that the reason why the Lord put that law in the Bible is because it literally has an effect on how we operate as a people. When we break the laws of God, it has a spiritual effect on our nation. That's the point that I'm making. This is the Most High is not really affected per se. We're the ones that's going to feel the effects of God's laws being broken. That's the point that I'm making. We are the ones that's going to feel the effects of God's laws when they're broken, whether we know it or not. There's a cause and effect to every law of God. We ourselves are going to feel the effect of it. Read it again, where you was at.
The woman shall not wear.
No.
Oh.
The Romans.
Romans 7:14. For we know that the law is spiritual.
For we know that the law is spiritual, meaning that it has a cause and effect. It's not just going to bother the Most High. It's going to bother us as a people. It's going to affect our image, so you can understand.
Verse 12. Wherefore the law is holy.
This is what we're supposed to understand. Wherefore the law is holy. If we understand that, just like that one law that we read is a holy law. Whether we believe it only affects the Most High, we need to also understand that it affects us as well. It affects how we deal with each other. It affects how we think. It affects the image that we put out. And because of that, that determines, like my brother said in the back, how far we go as a nation. Go ahead.
Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy.
And the commandments of God is holy. We are not just the Most High is understanding that. We have to understand that the laws of God is holy. And we have to also understand that the commandments of God is holy. Substatutes and those kinds of things. Go ahead.
And just.
And the laws of God is justice. We talk about justice. That's where the word justice comes from. Just meaning it's right judgment. The laws of God is what determines proper imagery. It is just what?
It just and good.
And the laws of God and the commandments of God is good. If we ourselves understand that as a people, without saying whether it affects the Most High or not, it will begin to, if we are serious, it will begin to change how we think. It will begin to change how we deal with each other in terms of making sure that the imagery that we put out towards each other is correct. We will not allow for certain things to go among us unchecked, because we realize that it's not just going to bother the Most High, it's going to disturb us. It's going to disturb our growth. It's going to disturb how we operate as a nation. Y'all all right? Okay. So with that, wait a minute. So what I wanted to say was Captain Shem was going to just mention something quickly about imagery in terms of our health. On like some of the things that we do. There's of course y'all know about a dietary law in the Bible, correct? So in keeping up with the commandments and the laws that the Bible has outlined all the way through it, it also tells us what to eat and what we shouldn't eat, those kinds of things. But there's also a thing concerning what? How you want to bring that out, Captain? Just mention that, and then I'm going to give it to Deacon Asaph. What do you want to do?
I think we should turn it over to Deacon Asaph.
Oh, so you don't want to bring that in?
No, because
I set it up the wrong way.
He's burning. I can feel the heat off the brother.
Okay, so he done melted all the
the butter's sliding down.
Right. Well, okay, good. I'm gonna give it over to I'm gonna give it over to Deacon Asaph. All praise to the Most High. But I just want y'all to get the understanding about the importance of imagery, the importance of vision, and the importance of maintaining a strict adherence through discipline to keep these commandments, and the reason why these commandments are necessary. Not just saying that they are and understanding that the Most High said that they are necessary. We ourselves need to understand the benefits for our own good and the reason why these commandments must be kept. And it's going to take discipline in order to make sure that we adhere to these commandments and these laws.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates on all our YouTube channels. Shalom.